Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a health check slash bathing of my guinea pigs video. Over Christmas I haven't been able to do as much as I would like in terms of health checks and things for my piggies. I have got Luna on my lap here, she's joining us first. But I haven't had time to like cut their nails as much and things as I usually would. So I thought I'd do a New Year kind of health check video. And we are going to be trimming their nails, we're going to be bathing, especially Luna. I'm not sure about the other three, I don't know whether they'll need it. But Luna definitely needs a bath. Because Luna is not very good at keeping herself clean at all. Are you, darling? So she really needs a bath. So we're going to be doing some things like that for them and just taking care of you, making sure you're all good, aren't we? Yes, we are. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my little, this kind of like a health kit thing, but I don't have all of my guinea pigs health things in here. This is more like grooming and things like that. I have like their ivermectin pipettes in there and things like that. But I'm going to be grabbing my clippers. And I'm going to be doing Luna's nails first. So these clippers, I think were kind of rabbit, guinea pig clippers, or cat clippers. I can't remember exactly what they were. But there's like the little hole, and then you just squeeze, and then you can chop their little nails. So my guinea pigs have really quick growing nails. And I have, how many do I have that have dark nails? I think quite a few of them have quite dark nails. Come on, love, it's okay. So like Luna's nails, even though she's white, she's not an albino, so her nails are quite long, like quite dark for a white guinea pig. Can you not bite me, darling? Whereas like Fleur's nails are like the best out of all four of mine to cut, because she tends to have quite short nails and they are really, really light because her front paws are white, so like the skin's all nice and light and the nails are light. But then the back paws, she has like black back paws but then white at the very end, so that means her like little toes are light, and her nails are like light as well. Whereas Bellatrix's are awful to cut because her nails are dark, so I can't see the wicks very well. And Luna for some reason is better, I'm like better at cutting her back feet than her front feet because she hates her front feet being done. With the dark nails, I really just recommend you kind of get used to whereabout you can cut up to with them, but just try and go for where it starts like curling round, and at that point there's where you probably want to trim. So sometimes when I'm doing this I have veggies, but it's nowhere near veggie time and I don't want to throw them completely off. So I do have some of this really nice hay left from Bridie and Paws. Link to her shop will be in my description box, and I do have a discount code for that shop down below, so definitely go check her out. But I have this really nice hay, so I'm just going to distract her with that for a moment. So here I've got some like lukewarm water with a little bit of Pet Safe shampoo in it, and I'm going to be like bathing Luna today because you cannot keep yourself clean, missy, can you? She's also white, so that doesn't help, but she is definitely not the best at cleaning herself. But Luna has also decided that she doesn't want to like sleep anywhere but under the hay bag at the moment. So she's just always sleeping on the hay and then pulling hay out, sitting on the hay, like soiling the hay and everything, making it all wet and gross, and just lying there for like hours on end. So she's just not being very clean at all. She's not going to sleeping in a nice clean bed or a nice warm hide. She's just sitting in the hay. So we are going to have to bath you today, actually. Yes, Missy Moo. So you want to make sure that the water isn't like too warm, just because it will kind of, you don't want to burn them or anything. And also you don't want it to be too cold because obviously you don't want them to freeze. So it's a nice like lukewarm temperature. And then I'm just going to lower her in slowly. There you go, darling. Make sure it's not too high as well, because guinea pigs are not swimmers. If anyone says they are telling you like a load of rubbish basically, because guinea pigs are not swimmers in the slightest. They do not belong in water, and baths should just be done very, very quickly, very, very gently. Come on, darling. I know. Sometimes she sits here very nicely, and sometimes she really hates it, and I think today is definitely I do not want to be in this bath day. And I'm not like bathing anywhere near her head because she doesn't need it. It's mostly just her bottom area and her back and things that she needs doing. So I'm just doing that, and bath should be done as quick and gentle as possible, just because as you might be able to tell by Luna, they do not like being in the water. Some guinea pigs prefer it more than others. Some guinea pigs prefer it more than others. Some like it sometimes and don't others. Luna can sometimes be absolutely fine and like just be lying here, like sitting here absolutely fine, and then sometimes she's like this and absolutely hates it. But today she doesn't want to be in it, do you? So Luna has had to come out because yes, Luna has definitely had enough. So I've got a little towel here and I'm just going to dry her off. I'm gonna have to dry myself off. You got me all soggy and wet now. Yes, you have. And ultimately, if your guinea pig is completely just not okay with the bath at all, just try and do as much as you can. But then the worst thing that you can do is keep them in too long, trying to clean them completely. If they are really not enjoying it and really panicking. So Luna did get quite panicky there, which I'm kind of surprised about, just because she has had baths before and been absolutely fine. But yeah, I think she wasn't enjoying it today, were you? No. Some people dry their pigs off with hair dryers, but I don't usually do that just because I think mine would really hate the noise. I don't use hair dryers myself very much just because it didn't work my hair that well. But when I have done, I don't think they've liked it at all. And obviously you can desensitise your pigs to this noise, but I'd rather just dry them off with a towel myself and then let them dry themselves. If I have like a hot water bottle or something, I will use that as well. But I'm not using one of them today just because I haven't got one out and ready. So we're just going to be drying Luna off with a nice towel and letting her sit in a nice warm towel for a bit before she goes back. Okay, so I've got one of my nice warm bath mats out and I'm just going to prop it down on the floor here and then wrap Luna up in this towel and just let her sit eating some hay for a bit just to dry her off a little bit more and warm her up. I think she kind of doesn't want me touching her much more because she's not enjoying it that much today, are you, darling? So I'm just going to wrap her up a little bit, keep her warm. But I still want her to be able to move if she wants. I'm just going to pop her here on this bath mat. So I've just got a Bellatrix out. I had to get her out in the tunnel because she does not like being picked at all, do you, darling? Come on, love. There we go. So Luna's still just sitting here eating. She wanted to clean herself and she was trying to do it when I had the towel on her. So I'm just letting her clean herself there now. So if you guys don't know, Bellatrix is a satin guinea pig, or like a half satin guinea pig. She's not displayed any symptoms of satin syndrome, so we think that she's clear of that. She's like 2 now, so she should have shown symptoms by now if she did have it. And she has only half satin on this top part of her head, so she should be fine. But her being a satin tends to mean that she is very shiny and clean anyway, and that's probably just half down to her being very good at cleaning herself, but she always looks so shiny and clean and beautiful. But she is a more long-haired guinea pig back here, and she does have like part sheltie in her, but she tends to keep herself clean. But I do like to make sure that she hasn't got any mats. So like here, it feels like a mat to me, so I'm going to cut that out because we don't want anything like that. But the rest of it feels really fine, but I'll just make sure that it's all good and give her like a quick once over. So Bellatrix doesn't need bathing. She looks pretty good and clean. I've just cut out that one little mat in her bottom area. So now we're just going to trim her nails. Bellatrix has awful nails to trim because they curl really bad. They are dark and they tend to get quite long quite quickly. But like the second that they are away from the wick, hers curl really bad. So they are really horrible to do. But we have to do them, don't we, darling? Come on, sweetie pie. I know, my love. And true, for anyone that has to do piggies with dark nails, I would definitely say if you go somewhere where there's natural light, so I've got like a window just over there, so like the light's facing me, and if you hold the nails up like in a certain way, you can just about see like the wick on some of them. These back ones I can't at all, but these back ones don't get too bad. It's just her front ones that are a real problem. And I definitely don't cut their nails as short as some people do, and I'd love to be able to cut them shorter, but I'd rather be able to cut them like to a decent length, like so they're not going to affect how they walk at all, and like not catch any of their nails, because with her nails I would definitely catch at least 2 probably if I tried to cut right down to the wick, just because it's either quick or the wick. It's the quick, isn't it? So I just realised I've been saying wick the whole time instead of quick, and I don't know why. But it's not a wick of a nail, it's a quick of a nail, and you're not supposed to cut the quick, and that's the part with where it, like if you cut it it bleeds. But yeah, Bellatrix has really long quicks and they're really dark, and I think if I tried to go right down to the quick I'd end up cutting them, at least 2 of them, and I just would rather her not be in pain and not be terrified even more so about cutting her nails than she already is. So I think this is basically well done. I'm not going to put any ivermectin on this time. I try to keep on top of it. I do it a couple of times a year, just keep on top of it, but I tend to try and do it March, April time, because that'll be, depending on the weather, about a month or like a couple of weeks off of them going outside again for the first time since like the previous summer or early autumn, as I do put my guinea pigs outside just for a couple of hours in the day during the warmer months, as they really enjoy having some grass and things like that. The ivermectin I use is this one. It's an anti-parasite spot on for lots of different rodents, and it comes in these like little pipettes. They are 150 micrograms. I'm not sure, is that micro? That's micrograms I think. And you, depending on what you need, it does say guinea pigs over 750 do 2. I don't always do 2. I sometimes just do 1 just because they haven't got any parasites. It's just like a top up to make sure that they're okay. It's like a preventative measure rather than a kind of healing dosage measure. You just make sure that they aren't getting, rather than like getting rid of the ones that they've got. So I do that 2 or 3 times a year depending. So I've now got Fleur. Fleur is my little Abyssinian baby. Fleur again doesn't need a bath. She keeps herself very, very clean. She's very good at it, aren't you, darling? So when I'm doing these things, I like to also give them like a once over, just check their ears, and there's some warm like behind their ears here, and just check all around their stomach, you know, things like ovarian cysts and just lumps and bumps in general, because you don't want to not see like a little bump and it turns into a cyst or like a tumour or anything. So you just want to check them over as well. Mine are all female, so I don't have to do any bore cleanings. But obviously if you do have bores, you have to make sure you do bore cleanings, which I have had bores in the past, but it was like a very long time ago now, and I wouldn't have been the ones doing the bore cleanings. She seems fine, so we're just going to trim Missy's nails. As I said earlier, hers are my favourite to do by far, so I'm probably just going to get through these quite quickly. And they don't get very long either, except for this one little nail here. So it doesn't get long, but it curls so bad. So hers are all done now. You were really, really good, quite quick, hers. And like her front feet, the 2, because they have 4 nails on their front feet, 3 on the back. The 2 in the middle on the front feet literally hardly grow on hers. But then the 2 end ones grow and just curl round. And those are really annoying to cut, but the front, like the middle 2 are really easy. And then her back ones don't tend to be too bad. So I'm going to put Fleur away now. I'm back in her cage, and then I'm going to go get Ginny, who is my last pig, to do. Last but not least, we do have Ginny. Ginny did not want to come out at all. So I have a feeling this might be a little bit of a battle with you, mightn't it? Again, I'm not going to be bathing Ginny. She looks pretty clean to me. Even though she's mostly white, she tends to keep herself pretty clean. She gets dirty, but cleans herself quite well, whereas Luna is not very good at cleaning herself. but we are going to be doing her nails like all the others. So I usually do weigh them when I'm doing this kind of thing as well, but because I forgot to weigh Luna before I bathed her, and obviously she's now got like the weight of all the water on her as well, and like in guinea pigs it kind of matters because you are measuring the grams, especially with Luna because she's so tiny. I like this, like quite small discrepancies can like make a big difference. I didn't weigh her, so I haven't weighed any of the other pigs, but I definitely recommend if you're doing things like this, definitely weigh them. I'll just probably weigh them either tomorrow or next weekend, or at some point this week maybe, just to keep on track of their weights. Mine are quite even now that they're all grown up. I've got 2 2-year-olds and 2 3-year-olds, so their weights are quite like regular. She tends to be around the 1,000, like between 1,150 and 1,200. Belle's the same. Fleur's usually like 20 grams less than these pair, depending on what they are. And Luna is just below the 1,000 grams because she's a very small guinea pig and struggles with bloat issues, which I have loads of videos on if you want to go watch them. So that's going to be the end of their little spa kind of day. They've had their little nails trimmed, they've had a little bit of a manicure, a little bit of attention and love. Luna's had a bath. She's mostly dried herself now. She's getting there. She's just been eating the hay and like walking around eating hay. So I'll make sure she's completely dry before she goes back in. I've now got to clean up after them because there's water everywhere and my leg is very soggy and wet. So I think this little one probably wants to go back. If you guys have any video suggestions, please comment them down below. At the moment I'm a bit like in a, I don't know, sort of rut of like no idea what to film. And would really like to incorporate your ideas into my video schedule. I want to do a Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, please comment them down below. And again, I'd really like to do reacting to my subscribers' guinea pig cages video. So if you guys are interested in submitting your cages for that, all the information is in my description box below, without my email and things for you to email me the cages. But yeah, I'm going to go put both Ginny and Luna back in their cage now. But otherwise, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye!